required for subordinate court arising from directions issued by the Supreme Court in Imtiaz Ahmed versus Sir has been part of a wide number
There's some disruption.
Not at our end. Not at our end.
of X.
It's gone silent. No.
Good evening.
Good.
A new day, a new topic, and a new speaker. Part 2
Yeah.
of the Dattopant Thengadi organized by the Akhil Adhivakta Parishad. After today's lecture delivered by Sajan Puvaya sir, we continue with our endeavor to bring to you quality interactive lectures by distinguished speakers during the period of this lockdown. Before we commenced this series, our YouTube channel was at merely 1500 subscribers, and today we are touching nearly 5000. Similar has been the response on Facebook and Twitter platforms as well. Adhivakta Parishad was founded in the year 1992 on the 7th of September by late Sri Dattopant Thengadi. Adhivakta Parishad is the world's largest lawyers organization. We as an organization stand for Indian values and at the same time contribute efficiently to the justice system as well as senior at the Court of India and former member of the Law Commission of India. Sir is a first generation advocate. He is a graduate of Government Law College, Puducherry. Sir has completed over 40 years of practice at the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Sir, you have widely credited Professor Madhav Men for having your student years, and that is where you say your interest in constitutional law is shaped. It's 2 consecutive terms as a member of the Law Commission from 2013 to 2016, where he was also part of a report on calculating the strength of judges required for subordinate court arising from directions issued by the Supreme Court in Imtiaz Ahmed versus State of UP. Sir has been part of a wide number of expert committees, commissions, and authored several books. Sir was recently conferred the Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer National Award by the Capital Foundation, which was presented to him by the former President of India, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee. Sir has also had an opportunity to work with the legendary Justice Krishna Iyer, and you have credited Justice Krishna Iyer, Justice Bhagwati, and Justice Chinna To all viewers, keep your comments coming in, and please do mention the city you're posting from. We will try and take up as many times as short. At home and listen to a senior, a doyen of the bar is a rare opportunity. Viewers and friends can also post their comments in Hindi. दर्शकों से मेरा ये निवेदन है कि वो अपने विचार हिंदी में भी रख सकते हैं. कमेंट सेक्शन बना है तीनों प्लेटफॉर्म पर. जब आप अपना सवाल पूछेंगे, अपना स्थान यानी शहर का अवश्य उल्लेख करें. यदि आप अपना डेटा पैक सेव करना चाहते हैं, आप अपनी वीडियो की क्वालिटी कम भी कर सकते हैं. 1080 पिक्सल सबसे श्रेष्ठ क्वालिटी मानी जाती है, अथवा आप यदि कम क्वालिटी में भी देखना चाहें तो रेजोल्यूशन 720 पिक्सल या 480 पिक्सल में भी ये लाइव स्ट्रीम देख सकते हैं. आप बैंडविड्थ कम करेंगे तो आपका डेटा भी सेव होगा. On this note, we commence the audience, and I request that in between I will come in with some small interjections to put to him some comments and views that a live audience will be posting. With this, I welcome Sir and I invite him to comment. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, your wonderful team, and the request, this organization of interactions of minds when we think we are sitting idle. And an unprecedented lockdown, I suppose, always brings in unprecedented creative responses. And I talk about it from the kind of mails I've been receiving, the interactions I've been having with large number of people outside the profession and touching various aspects of life. And one can see the flowering of thoughts and ideas in ways very, very important. And therefore, interactions like this, I think, are wonderful opportunities for us to open up our minds and to issues and subjects that ordinarily would have been relegated to conference, national and international conferences. And we're thanking you once again. Now, a couple of days ago, I got a mail from one of our friends, Mr. Radhakrishnan, who is practicing lawyer in Supreme Court. And he sent me a short note on a set of suggestions regarding reforms, and he wanted to send it to the government. I just looked into it, and I thought some of them were very interesting and very topical. And a few days later, I get a request from my dear friend Rakesh Mishra, who said, "Sir, this webinar series is being organized. Would you like to talk?" And it just struck me that the subject of interest which Radhakrishnan provoked in me, and many of those aspects with which I had spent long years, both as a professional and the very fortunate years I spent in the Law Commission. I thought it was a very interesting connection and a coincidence. Now, I think judicial and court reforms have been and continue to be on the agenda books of governments and as well as Supreme Court and High Courts. The reports of the law commissions and legal reforms have to a large extent been translated into action, except for a few reports touching upon court restructuring or creation of tribunals. I find others have dealt with law reforms in general. Later in this talk, I will deal with the use of law reforms commissions in larger ways than hitherto undertaken. Legal fraternity, including governments, have been concerned about the overburdening of current court systems, the delays, and the resultant failures of justice. The impact of all this on public welfare, economic health, etc., have not been fully explored. There is no dedicated set of bodies to undertake this exercise and to facilitate fundamental legal reforms. The recent attempts, particularly in the economic sphere, such as the IBC or the Commercial Courts Act, divisions, etc., or again, built on existing foundations of courts and dispute resolution processes. For instance, the value of integrating mediations, conciliations, and related methods of dispute resolution, I say not as alternate methods, but as primary methods of dispute resolution, have also not been fully explored. All that we have done is to set up mediation centers in the High Court and Supreme Court, which are far, far, far away from what mediations and conciliations can do as an integral part of dispute resolution in our country. The current challenging situation is unprecedented in several dimensions. This is not the occasion to talk about all of them. And of course, very soon law will be called upon to catch up with these challenging dimensions. And therefore, there's an opportunity for us to relook at some of the principles and assumptions of administration of justice, particularly the way the high courts have been functioning in terms of places of work, their jurisdictions, and methods, etc. Now, that will take us to a very important dimension, the need for restructuring of our court system at all levels, including the procedural functioning and procedural legal mandates no longer await reforms to be ushered in leisurely phases. There's an urgency about it. It's beyond doubt that courts here have over a time become increasingly crowded places with large congregations of people, and the urgency of debating restructuring from this angle as well is very, very critical.
I think there's some technical problem going on, sir. If I may just interrupt. I think what we'll do is we'll try to start a fresh broadcast. Just be back. We'll just be back within the next 5 minutes. We'll start a fresh broadcast. There's some problem with broadcasting. We'll just start a fresh. We'll just be back in less than 5 minutes.
Issues.
We invite you all to stay with us. We'll just be back in the next 5 minutes.
Is there a problem at my end? No.
No, sir, not at your end. Okay. At our end.
Okay.
We'll just fix it and we'll just be back.